While I have not seen the original film from 1993, The Crow starring Brandon Lee has a story associated with it that is extremely well known. Brandon Lee, the son of Bruce Lee, was killed in a firearms incident wherein he was shot with a gun that was not properly prepared for a stunt while making the movie. The film's lore here came up most recently as a foul reminder in the Alec Baldwin Rust controversy and trial. While there are many spin-offs and sequels with other actors and production teams, Brandon Lee's iteration of Eric Draven is considered to be the best performance. And having seen Bill Skarsgård's The Crow of 2024, I can confirm that that's probably true. Hello my friends and welcome to The Pondering. I am the real life fake wizard. If this video brings you any value at all, I invite you to subscribe to this channel where we're posting new videos nearly every day. As I said before, I have not seen the original 1993 film, and I know nothing about the Crow's comic book run, which I think is good for this review because I went into the movie blind. It gives me the ability to do this discussion and be entirely objective. I'm only gonna judge this new film by its own merits. And holy crap, this was not at all a film from 2024. This was teleported forward in time from the year 2003. You know Daredevil with Ben Affleck and how it's super edgy? Like Evanescence and Godsmack are the soundtrack to the mood? That's this film. This film feels like it was written by a 15-year-old goth boy in high school as a dedication to his first girlfriend who he thinks he's going to marry, but she's secretly been cheating on him with the entire basketball team and he's never gonna recover when he finds out. Now that sounds ridiculous, but this is the plot of the film. Drug-addled, degenerate female has gotten in a little too deep with what I'll just call her supplier and is being hunted by the supplier's goons. After conveniently bumping into some dollar store cops, she finds herself in a co-ed jail where she meets Bill Skarsgård's goth loner that literally everyone in his life hates him. There's really no explanation why. Like, all of the inmates hate him for, well, because the script says so, I guess. And it's gently alluded to that he has issues with his parents, but it really didn't get into that much. And he's covered in tattoos and face tattoos. He looks like he should be a menace to society, but then he gets flung around by bad guys like he's a wet paper towel. Unlike the 2003 themes, and I'll talk more about those in a minute, when you saw a guy with a face tattoo in 2003, you crossed the street because that dude could probably beat your ass. But this character is definitely 2024 Machine Gun Kelly tattoos of I'm edgy and misunderstood, but you're not even slightly intimidating. So anyway, drug-addled degenerate female targets the only guy in this prison who is clearly a vulnerable loner and has no relationships with anyone, basically seduces him, and puts him into a position where she needs his help to bust out of prison to avoid her getting unalived by the bad guy's henchmen. Breaking out of prison is super easy. Getting back to the city is super easy. And then, like, apparently they're able to get, like, apartments and stuff, like it's nothing. There's an unknown passage of time and they're like just back integrated into the city, going to clubs, going on road trips, making music in the basement. This and the rest of Act 1 feel very long. It was carrying on so long that I thought, oh, he's gonna become the Crow in Act 3 and then credits will roll, which is kind of what happens. The rest of Act 1 is copious scenes of degenerate girl character and degenerate loner guy passionately kissing and making out in different rooms and locations for basically a full 20 minutes. And this is probably the biggest takeaway here. The film spends 20 minutes of these two degenerates hooking up, and that's supposed to indicate that they're in love. There's an unknown passage of time, and they're hooking up again and again to show how in love they are. Yeah. I'm out on that. Degenerate goth loner dude has no one in his life and appears like a misunderstood downer. This romantic relationship feels oppressively one-sided. He is hook, line, and sinker in lust with her that he believes is pure Disney classics love. But when you look at her, I don't buy it. She knows exactly what she's doing. She is the predator and he is the prey. She's having fun, she's here for the ride and the experience, and they broke out of prison together. But girl, you give her 3 months and she's monkey branching to the nice guy in Subway who gave her a free cookie. And so things fall apart for goth loner dude when the goon bad guys kill him and the degenerate female protagonist. He wakes up in a crow, afterlife, purgatory, abandoned train yard with lots of crows circling around, where he meets who I'll call Quest Giver, who finally gives him the quest of going and killing the degenerate girl protagonist, supplier, and goons. And then the rest of the movie happens. Whatever you assume is exactly what happens. This is extremely paint by numbers, and you could just watch the trailer instead. The entire film is in the trailer. The film costs $15 and 2 hours of your life if you go see it in the movies. Go watch the 4-minute trailer and you got the entire story. The sequences through acts 2 and 3 are extremely reminiscent of early 2000s films. The fighting sequences, the lighting, what the characters say and do, it's all edgy My Chemical Romance action movies of my youth. Put it this way, it's a 30-minute drive back to my house from the theater, and I got to play Korn, Godsmack, Audioslave, and Breaking Benjamin for the drive back home, because that's the vibe. Earlier, I talked about how I feel like the romantic relationship is one-sided. As the plot continues, Draven eventually makes a choice of sacrificing his soul to eternally become the Crow to save her soul. Like, that's the premise. I mean, that's the movie's title. Maybe it's executed better in the 1993 film, but here, I'm like, dude, bro, don't do it. Maybe ask a few more questions first. Maybe get into why she's going to hell and stuff like that. Like, I know the bad guy sends people to hell, but like, you met this girl on Thursday, and it's Sunday, and Chick-fil-A is closed, my guy. To all my young viewers, all 6 of you, do not change yourself or force upon yourself change in pursuit of trying to please any romantic partner. You know, like, if you need to take up hobbies and interests and change your body or do things that you're not comfortable with to try and get the girl, don't do it. Walk away. Take a hike. Get out of there. Code Red, Red October, Red Fox, Red Flag. If you want to change something about yourself, like you want to get in shape, you want to lose weight, you want to read more books, learn how to drive stick shift, you do it for you, and you make sure you're all good in the head about it, that it's for you. Because, and this is extremely serious, when you start carving pieces of yourself away to win the romantic affection of anyone, eventually there's none of you left. If the person you're striving to win the affection of doesn't reciprocate on the surface of you being yourself, do not force change upon yourself to change their mind. It will fail 11 out of 10 times and you will be devastated. See, let's say you do fake it. You do carve pieces of yourself away to win the girl. If you're lucky, she's already made up her mind from your past impressions and she's never going to date you. That's great. Leave the casino, you won. But let's pretend she does. You fake it just well enough that she falls for the charade of you trying to be something you're not. You know what happens next? You know what a poker face is? You see, eventually you're going to let your guard down, and she's going to catch those glimpses of your true soul. She's going to see right through you, and she's going to lose all respect for you because you're a liar. You were too insecure to just be yourself. You're lying to her, but more so, you're lying to you. And when that breakup happens, oof, you'll be devastated. Now, yes, this was a tangent in a shitty movie review, but the lesson is there, my friends. Do not follow this film's example that it is set for dating and romance. This was a toxic and awful iteration of romance. You know, they make you think Bill Skarsgård is the main character, but the plot happens to him because of the female degenerate girlfriend. Like, the villain is after her. The breaking out of prison is because of her. The main character that leads the bad guy to hunt her down is because of things that her and her friends did. The Crow is actually a victim in all this. It's a tragedy what happens to him. He's not a hero who accepts responsibility. He's a fool that pulls out his credit card with a $1,000 limit on it and pays the bill for the full table after Bill and Gladys have been chugging mimosas. The Crow is not a good movie by any means. The moment you ask a single question about it, the entire plot falls apart. I do not recommend going to the theaters for it. The movie had a $50 million budget. It'll be interesting to see if it breaks even. Watch it on HBO Max when it likely gets pulled from theaters in under 2 weeks. My friends, I want to thank you for joining me for this Pondering special. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you didn't like what I had to say, well, so what? Get over it. And until next time, create, innovate, and inspire. May the force be with you, and For the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. Take care.